Alright.
Welcome to my version of Marauder, you frenzied bastards. Marauder is combination between Barbarian and Rogue, and with the new patch they might just be the best combination to take down a single target quickly. The damage with these two is insane because of all the fantastic full attack abilities that both of these classes possess. Namely Crippling Strike from Rogue, Barbaric Smash from Barbarian tree. Next to that we also have Devastating Blow if you want it, it's an optional thing here, plus a high hit to crit conversion rate. Without further ado, let's start with the build. Stats should look something like this. Might at 12, Constitution at 12 as well. Dexterity as high as possible, Perception needs to be maxed out, Intellect and Resolve can be left at 10. We need highest possible chance to crit, because we have high hit to crit conversion rate, so even if we don't score crit automatically through high perception, hit to crit conversion rate will make sure that we have crits most of the time. Constitution I put at 12 mainly to buff my survivability a bit more. When you enter Frenzy you get plus 5 to Constitution and plus 2 to Armor. But it's still not enough, so that's why I put some more points into Constitution. Mighty is at 12 just to boost damage and healing done a bit. Especially useful if you use Robust ability from Barbarian to heal yourself. That's more for solo play. In group you don't need that ability. Intellect is one of these attributes that are really important for Barbarian in order to stay in frenzy mode as much as possible. I don't know if Area of Effect works with Savage, but still I would not go more than 10. Other stats are simply more important for us at the moment. If you're desperate for more intellect, then you can buff it to about 14 with items. Resolve should not be put below 10 since we are constantly in melee range, and it would be risky to put Resolve into minus. From active skills, go for Alchemy, because it gives you great boosts in combat. This is one of these games where being a druggy is very much recommended. From Rogue abilities, go for Shadowing Beyond. It's much better ability than Smoke Whale, especially with this setup. When we activate Frenzy, we get Confused Status. Confused Status reduces our intellect by -5. That is a problem because it will make Smoke Whale so brief that we won't be able to even use one attack while in that invisibility. That's why Shadowing Beyond is much better option with this setup. Crippling Strike is a must because it's now one of the best skills in game. You get plus 25% bonus damage, plus 2 bonus penetration. It's also full attack, which means we attack with both weapons. Cool thing is this costs only 1 guile. Absolutely ridiculous. From passives go for Backstab, this is a must. Dirty Fighting, our hit to crit conversion rate is sick with this build. You're gonna see why later on. 2 weapon style. Persistent Distraction, I've already explained multiple times how Persistent Distraction works with that blow, so I don't really want to do it again. Uncanny Luck, more hit to crit conversion rate, so we are now at 15%. Deep Wounds is a must as well. Improved Critical and Dead Blows. All these are a must. If you want to take Riposte, this thing has such a rare occurrence that it's completely optional. If you feel like it's worth it, go for it. If don't, just leave it be. These would be all the abilities that you need from Rogue Tree. From Barbarian, normal thing, use Frenzy. If you want, you can upgrade it to either of these two. I did not upgrade it, I didn't feel the need for it, so I just left it as is. Instead of these upgrades, I took Barbaric Yell. It shakes enemies around us, and we want to be surrounded by enemies. If you shake an enemy, that means they get -5 to resolve and -3 to all power levels. -5 resolve reduces their deflection rating, and -3 to all power levels means that they will do less damage with their abilities if they target us with those abilities. So it's really good defensive and offensive spell. I didn't feel the need to upgrade it, so I left both of these at basics. Barbaric Blow upgraded to Barbaric Smash is a must. We're gonna defeat our enemies with Barbaric Smash, so our rage cost will be refunded with this upgrade. If you're playing solo or in a small party, use Savage Defiance. This will give you robust. Really useful for survivability. If not, if you're playing in a party, then you don't need Savage Defiance. Spend these points elsewhere. From passives, what you need is Blooded, Accurate Carnage. This is optional, if you want take it, if not, you don't need to. Put into something defensive. Thick Skinned, I would definitely take this as a must, because it increases your armor rating for certain types of damage. One Stands Alone. Now this does not work well with Street Fighter, because it requires one more enemy for you to be flanked. When we are flanked and bloodied, our crit damage is increased with Street Fighter. So now we need 3 enemies to surround us so that we are flanked. It's easily obtainable against large groups of enemies, and especially if you're playing solo, but I just could not ignore plus 20% melee damage when we are near 2 or more enemies. Bloodlust is a must. Bloody Slaughter. Now you see this, 20% of hits converted to crits with weapons against targets that are at 25% health or less. Also, against those same targets we get plus 50% crit damage increase. That's sick. With rogue passives that we took, we already have 15% base hit to crit conversion rate. If our target's at 25% health or less, this is plus 20, so it's 35% hit to crit conversion rate with increased crit damage. With Frenzy, we get 30% of hits converted to crits with melee weapons, so that number goes up to 65% hit to crit conversion rate against enemies that are at 25% health or less. Against normal enemies, when we are frenzied, that percentage goes down to 45%, which is still huge. You can also use some items to increase hit to crit conversion rate even further. Take Interrupting Blows. Critical hits are something we are gonna have all the time, so why not? Improved Critical. Bloodthirst. These are a must. You can also take Brute Force. I have one more point remaining, I would take Brute Force. That would be all. Because of the high hit to crit conversion rate, I feel like Battle Axes are the best choice, because they give us by default plus 20% crit damage increase. So with all other bonuses, all other crit damage increases and so on, we're gonna have a fun time bringing one enemy down. I believe there is no better setup for single target damage at this moment than Barbarian plus Rogue, but I could be wrong because I haven't tested all multi-classes. As for armor, you can go for something that is medium or light. Up to you. Just don't go heavy, because at the beginning of the game, due to Street Fighter passive bonus, you're gonna have high recovery time. For secondary weapons, go for something like double flails or double stilettos, something that will give you different damage type. If you don't like going for battle axes, then go for 2 sabers. They have same damage type, which is slash, and they will give you plus 10% base damage increase. Here is a combat demonstration. At the beginning of combat, actually before the combat starts, use some kind of a drug. I prefer mouth chart to increase damage done and reduces damage taken. If you're in solo or duo party, use robust and then use frenzy. The only thing that you need now is to smash everyone. Go amongst couple of enemies, preferably if you're surrounded by 3 enemies, and then just pick your targets. Everyone will drop from 2 attacks. Start with Crippling Strike, finish with Barbaric Smash. Crippling Strike only costs 1 Guile, while Barbaric Smash will be refunded after you kill an enemy with it. That's all there is to it. When you feel like you are threatened and you need a breather, go into stealth and then attack from stealth with Crippling Strike or Barbaric Smash, up to you. You're gonna receive nice backstab bonus to your overall damage, and then just do your thing. If you want, you don't even have to go for Shadowing Beyond, completely negate stealth aspect, just don't go for backstab then, and play like a normal Street Fighter. This is your choice. It's such a simple build, yet so effective against single targets. As you can see here, everyone will drop down in 2 attacks. Don't forget to reapply frenzy when you can, because it will run out. Thing is, you're gonna use rage only for that frenzy, nothing else, because barbaric smash will be refunded every time you kill an enemy with it. Thank you all for watching, I hope you enjoyed the build, and see you all soon.
Take this!